Learn English through stories. Intermediate English. Martin Luther King Jr. In this story, you will discover the real history of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and how his courage helped reshape America. As you listen and read, you will build stronger English skills and learn clear vocabulary about civil rights, justice, and leadership. Don't just study English, live it through stories. A boy from Atlanta. Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Atlanta, Georgia in 1929. His father was a pastor and his mother was a teacher. From a young age, Martin learned about the importance of faith and education. He was a bright student who loved to read and learn about the world around him. Unfair rules. In the southern United States where Martin grew up, there were unfair laws called segregation. These laws separated black people and white people. They could not use the same schools, restaurants, or even water fountains. Martin knew this was wrong and wanted to change it. He believed everyone should be treated equally. A path of peace. Martin went to college and then to seminary to become a pastor like his father. He studied the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, who used nonviolent protest to bring change in India. Martin decided he would use peaceful methods to fight for civil rights. He believed love was more powerful than hate. Meeting Coretta. While studying in Boston, Martin met a talented woman named Coretta Scott. She was also passionate about justice and equality. They fell in love and got married in 1953. Coretta became his partner in life, and in the struggle for civil rights, they would support each other through many challenges. The bus boycott. In 1955, a black woman named Rosa Parks was arrested for not giving her bus seat to a white man in Montgomery, Alabama. This started the Montgomery bus boycott. Dr. King, now a pastor in Montgomery, was chosen to lead it. For 381 days, black citizens refused to ride the buses. A peaceful protest. During the boycott, people walked, carpooled, or found other ways to get to work. It was a difficult time, but they remained united and peaceful, even when faced with threats and anger. Dr. King taught them that nonviolent resistance was their strongest weapon. Their peaceful protest showed the world their courage. A victory for justice. Finally, in 1956, the U.S. Supreme Court declared that segregation on public buses was illegal. It was a major victory for the civil rights movement. The boycott showed that peaceful, organized protest could bring about real change. Dr. King became a nationally recognized leader for his role in this success. Leading the movement. After Montgomery, Dr. King helped form the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC. This organization of churches and ministers worked to coordinate nonviolent protests across the South. Dr. King traveled thousands of miles, giving speeches and organizing marches to fight against segregation and injustice wherever he found it. The Birmingham Campaign. In 1963, Dr. King and the SCLC went to Birmingham, Alabama, one of the most segregated cities in America. They organized marches and sit-ins where protesters would sit in a segregated place and refuse to leave. The police responded with violence, using dogs and fire hoses on the peaceful protesters. Letter from a jail. Dr. King was arrested during the protests in Birmingham. While in jail, he wrote a famous letter. In his Letter from Birmingham Jail, he explained why they could not wait for change. He wrote that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. His powerful words inspired people across the country. March on Washington. On August 28, 1963, one of the most important events in American history took place. More than 250,000 people, both black and white, gathered in Washington, D.C. They marched for jobs and freedom, demanding equal rights for all Americans. It was a powerful and peaceful demonstration of unity. I have a dream. At the march, Dr. King gave his most famous speech. He spoke of his dream for America. He dreamed of a day when his children would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. His words gave hope to millions and are still remembered today. A new law. The March on Washington and the ongoing protests put pressure on the government to act. In 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act into law. This historic law made segregation in public places illegal. It also banned employment discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. The Nobel Peace Prize. For his work in the civil rights movement and his commitment to nonviolence, Dr. King was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. At 35 years old, he was the youngest person to ever receive this great honor. He accepted the award on behalf of all people working for justice and peace. The right to vote. Even with the new law, many black citizens in the South were still prevented from voting. Dr. King led protests in Selma, Alabama to demand voting rights. The peaceful marchers were met with terrible violence, but they did not give up. Their bravery was shown on televisions across the nation. The Voting Rights Act. The events in Selma shocked the country and moved President Johnson to act again. In 1965, he signed the Voting Rights Act. This law protected the right to vote for all citizens. It removed the unfair barriers, like literacy tests, that had been used to stop black people from voting. A broader fight. In his later years, Dr. King expanded his focus. He began to fight against poverty, believing that all people deserved a good job and a decent home. He started the Poor People's Campaign to demand economic justice for everyone, regardless of their race. He believed true equality included economic equality. Speaking against war. Dr. King also began to speak out against the Vietnam War. He believed the war was unjust and that the money spent on it should be used to help the poor at home. This was not a popular position, and some supporters disagreed with him. But Dr. King felt he must speak for peace. A final campaign. In 1968, Dr. King went to Memphis, Tennessee to support sanitation workers who were on strike. These workers, who were mostly black, were demanding better pay and safer working conditions. Dr. King believed their fight for economic justice was part of the larger civil rights struggle. A tragic day. On April 4, 1968, while standing on the balcony of his motel in Memphis, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. He was only 39 years old. The world was shocked and saddened by the loss of this great leader of peace and justice. His death was a terrible tragedy for the nation. A nation mourns. People across the United States and around the world mourn Dr. King's death. His funeral was held in his hometown of Atlanta. Thousands of people came to pay their respects and to promise that his dream would not die with him. They were determined to continue his work for equality and peace. His legacy lives on. Dr. King's life was short, but his impact was enormous. He showed the world that nonviolent protest could be a powerful force for change. His work helped to end legal segregation in the United States and secure voting rights for millions of African Americans. His teachings continue to inspire people everywhere. A national holiday. To honor his life and work, the United States created a national holiday. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is celebrated on the third Monday of January every year. It is a day for people to remember his message of peace, service, and equality, and to volunteer in their communities. Remembering the Dream. In Washington, D.C., there's a large memorial dedicated to Dr. King. It stands as a lasting tribute to the man who fought for a better America. His dream of a world where everyone is treated with dignity and respect is a dream that still guides and inspires us all today. What about you? Dr. King believed that every small act of courage can grow into something strong, just like a tiny seed becomes a tree. What seed of change are you planting in your life today? Your words might also become the seed of change for someone else and grow into something bigger. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more fun English lessons.